Hello my friends, welcome to Prime Strings. I'm Henriette and this is the lesson about the C major scale. Congratulations, you are here. You have actually managed the hardest part of taking part in this course, and that is showing up, switching your video on and being ready to play with me. So well done you. This lesson is going to be in 4 steps. We're first going to think about the scale and I'll tell you a little bit about how to play them, and then we're going to play them slowly with piano accompaniment. And I'm hoping that by the end of this lesson you will know how to play the scale off by heart and you will be able to play it in tune. And that is of absolutely vital importance. In the exam you have to play it perfectly in tune. So that is our first step. Now once we've completed our first step, we're going to play the scale without accompaniment, and we're going to work on the rhythm, and we're adding the long tonic. If you have a scale book, make sure that you've got it open on the long tonic page, so ignore the whole section where it says even notes, and we're going to play it right in one go, and that's our second step. Our third step today is to play the scale a little bit quicker, and also we're going to play it with expression. That means that we're going to play it as a proper piece of music, not just a boring scale and arpeggio, but it needs to be interesting to listen to. So that's what we're adding in our third step. And our fourth step is we're going to play the scale separate bows and slurred. As we progress through this series of videos, the fourth step would also include a selection of scales and arpeggios that we've learned in previous videos. So by the end of this whole series, you should be able to play every scale and arpeggio in random order in quick succession, as it will be in your exam. So we're starting slowly. We're going to be thinking about the C major scale first. Let's have a look at the key signature of the C major scale, and you will probably see that it has got nothing for its key signature. No sharps, no flats. That means that every single note that we're going to be playing is a natural note. So we're playing the notes C, D, E, F, and this is perhaps a note that you want to pay particular attention to because the second finger on the D string is an F natural, which means it comes next to the first finger on the D string. And as we continue, after F comes G, then A, B, and our top note is a C, and our top note is also a low second finger. In other words, it is also next to the first finger, but that time on the A string. So we've got the same finger pattern on the D string and on the A string. So my second fingers are close to the first fingers, and that is perhaps a characteristic of a C major scale. You want to remember that second fingers close to first fingers. Now before we can start playing the scale, we want to find the C, the starting note, because you can probably imagine that if your C, your first note, isn't entirely in tune, there is no hope for the rest of the scale, is there? So let's test your fingers. G, A, B, C. And you want to make sure that all of your notes are perfectly in tune at this stage. And when you've got that, take your time. You might pause the video and find your notes, and when you've got your C, which sounds exactly like this, we're going to play each note of the scale twice with long bows. Here we go. 1, 2. accompaniment, how that went. Did you play every single note in tune? If you did, fantastic. If you didn't, fantastic, because then you're going to learn something today, you see. So let's think which finger you thought wasn't entirely kosher. It might well be that second finger, or that you got caught out playing the open A string, wherever you thought, I can do that better. Shall we just focus on that bit? And let's practice that one bit that you found difficult. We're just going to play it again with the accompaniment, and you can practice it again. Listen very carefully, and you make sure you start down bow on the first note. So we're always ready here at the heel of the bow. You want to play long bows so that you develop your tone at the same time. So let's test your fingers. Are you ready? 1, 2. Awesome. I can tell that that was already better than the first time. So well done for making good progress in a short space of time. Now, before we go on to step 2, playing it without accompaniment, I want you to make sure that you play this off by heart. So if you haven't quite got it, will you please pause the video here, play it back as many times as you need to until you know this off by heart. Because we're going to make this a tiny bit more difficult now. So if you don't yet know it off by heart, make sure you cover that first before moving on. This scale, you have to play with a long tonic, which means the first note and the top note are twice as long as any of the other notes. So we're going to count to 2, and it's going to be like this. 1, 2. So will you join me? Let's find our C. I'll count us in for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. How that went. Did you play everything all right? Or was there one particular place in this scale where you found it more difficult? And let's think what happened and how you can improve it. Just think for yourself a moment before we play it again. If you need any longer, just pause the video and then join us again. But let's play it again, shall we? We'll practice the C first. Starting down bow. 1, 2. Long. Very nice. Let's move along to step 3 now, and in step 3 we're going to play the scale a little bit faster, and we're going to play a crescendo to the top note. So we're starting mezzo forte and then play as loud as you can towards the top, and then on your way down stay loud. 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. Are you playing with the fullest sound that you can make? Let's make the sound even fuller, shall we? Really work on your tone quality, and I want you to make sure that you don't jerk the bow at all. Your bow is super smooth. So here we go. After 2, 1, 2. Awesome, very good. Now let's go a little bit faster still, shall we? 1, 2. Super playing. Now then, ready for our next step, and we're going to slur it. When we slur it, the first note and the top note are actually separate bows. So you start with a long bow and then you slur 2 quavers, and you can see from your example at the top of your page exactly how your slurring is to be done. So once you've had a good look at that, let's give it a go, shall we? Make sure you stop spot on in tune on your C. 1 and 2 and... for me that every single note is still as well in tune as when we started this video. If not, if there's any note that you're not 100% positively in tune, can you fix it right now before we continue? Once you've got that sorted, let's play it one final time. 1 and 2 and... Wow, wow, wow. Haven't you made good progress right now? Super work. Of course, this is the C major scale. It's maybe not as challenging as some other scales, but you've made an awesome start. Really well done. So I very much look forward to seeing you in the next video, which is about the C major arpeggio. Bye-bye.